اينشتاين بيقول التعليم مفهوش ملل، حط نفسك مكاني هتفقد الامل. ملينا المدرسة ونظام صب وكب، شرح طول الوقت عمل لنا دروب. يا استاذنا عقلي مش سبونج بوب، يشرب المعلومة وبعديها يكب. هنا في نوسكول طلعنا من الدروب، لعب مرح تفاعلات هتعجبك يا بوب.
نوسكول أكاديمي. Simply learn different.
Hello everyone, welcome to Nouskul Academy and I'm Mrs. Nihal with you. It's time to learn English. Today we're gonna take Unit 9, Part 2, the grammar. So let's get started and be prepared. As you can see on the screen here, we have to be prepared for everything, our tools, which are the highlighters, the markers, colorful pens and pencils, sticky notes, your school book. You may need an English dictionary, but the most important thing to be separated from any kind of distraction beside you. So please prepare your laptop, tablet or mobile phone, downloaded on it the QR code application to scan the games that we're gonna play. Let's see what's next. Okay everyone, dear student, we have here some objectives to be achieved by the end of the session, so please help me to finish them. Let's see what are they. By the end of this session, I want you to be very professional and excellent in analyzing a text contains a simple past passive voice, and we're gonna know in detail what's this. Also to differentiate between what we call an active voice and the passive voice. The last objective that we're gonna achieve today, inshallah, is to analyze also a text or to differentiate between definite articles and indefinite articles. So let's be started seriously. But as you know, at the very beginning of each session, first of all, we do what? Guess what? What did we do last time? Yeah, of course, just pause the video, go down below the video to visit the link or scan the code, the QR code of course, and go play this game. Return back to me so fast. Just I'm waiting for you here. Hey, welcome back, super students. My superheroes, where are you? Have you finished the game? Okay, please come to me soon. Now, okay. You know that the key words of the session today are gonna be the simple past tense or the past simple tense. It's most common to be said like that. And the passive voice and the active voice, and of course the definite and indefinite article. So I mean by the word keyword, such words a lot throughout the whole session. Okay, dear students, let's see or move on to the next point. Okay, so let's see what's here. We have here the simple past passive voice. First of all, I'd like you to know what do I mean with the word active voice. The active voice is the regular or the usual form of any sentence in English. The normal status of the sentence is called the active voice, okay? So, in English, the sentence always starts with three main building blocks as I imagine them. The subject, and we refer to it with the letter S, so it's gonna be the first building block, and then the verb, the second building block, and the object, the third building block. So, do we call this what? Yeah, we call this the active voice. The sentence here is in the active voice. S, V, O. Do you remember the blocks now? The order of the blocks? S, V, O. Great, super students. Sometimes we are asked to convert or to change words altogether in English to form something called the passive voice. So we're gonna change the active voice into the passive voice. Simply in the grammatical language and the theoretical words, the active voice, the subject here is the doer of the verb. The subject is the one who does the action. For example, as you can see on the screen, a man is cutting down a tree, as written on the screen in front of you. So who is here? The doer of the action, of course, the man. So we call the man the subject of the sentence. Great, super students. Where is the action here? The action here is cutting the tree. So we call it what in the grammatical language, or simply in other words, what is it gonna be the building block here? Yeah, great. It's going to be the verb building block, cutting the trees. The tree here is an object, by the way, okay? So to change this sentence into the passive voice, I told you we change over the order of the words in English. And we work more on the verb. We will see this in detail after a few seconds, okay? But be with me step by step. In the passive voice, also in the theoretical language, the subject here is be acted upon. What's this, Miss Nihal? It's so weird. No. I told you to be with me step by step. You know the order of the building blocks, S, V, O. And this is in what? In the active voice. Simply in the passive voice, we're gonna change the building blocks. So again, the S, V, O are going to be altered and the sentence is going to be in the order of O, V, S. Again, SVO is going to be changed to what? Yeah, great, OVS. I'm hearing some of you telling or repeating after me. Let's see this in the slides and explained in detail. That's it, by the way. The passive voice is very, very simple and it's a very interesting lesson, an amazing one. Let's see together. As you see here, I told you that the active voice is some form or normal form in English. I talked about the subject and the doer of the verb, and I talked about the structure as seen on this slide. As you can see, the active voice, we start with the subject and then the verb, and when we say that the verb in the past simple tense, of course, the verb ends with D, ED, or IED, or an irregular verb like go and went. You know this, I know from before. Then the object. To change this active voice sentence into the passive voice sentence, we're gonna do what? Yeah, great. We're gonna start with the object, but please stop at the verb and pay more attention. The verb is going to be changed into was or were plus the past participle or the PP of the verb. Then the subject. Sometimes in some books or in some theories, we put by and then the subject. And in the major cases, we put the object and was or were plus PP and that's it. We omit the subject from the sentence at all. Okay? More examples to be clearer. Okay, the first example with us is, as you can see in the active voice sentence, Tim hit the ball. Again, Tim hit the ball. Is it active or passive? Yeah, I just said it. It's an active sentence. To change this sentence into the passive voice, alter. The SVO is going to be what? Let me hear you. Yeah, great, OVS. So we're gonna start with the ball. Was or were, the ball is a singular object. Great, so it's going to take was. The ball was hit by Tim. Great, the ball was hit by Tim. And that's it. This is the passive voice. That's it. It's a simple lesson, okay? Let's see what's next. More and more examples to make it so clear. We have here another example. Alfred Novel invented the dynamite. I want you just to extract the building blocks from each sentence you have, okay? So you're going to determine where is the subject, where is the verb, and where is the object, okay? Then alter. The SVO is going to be OVS. So we're gonna say the dynamite. We're going to start with the last object in the sentence, the dynamite. Then work on the verb. The verb is not going to be in the past simple form that we know. So what? Pay attention. Yeah, we put the verb with or preceded with was or were and get the PP from the verb. Don't get confused between was and were plus verb plus ing and was and were plus PP. Here we have was and were plus the past participle, not the ing. Be careful of this. So again, this example is going to be the dynamite was invented by Alfred Novel. In some books, as I told you, you're going to be asked just to say the dynamite was invented, not by who. Okay, you're going to stop after was invented. Let's see another sentence which has a plural object. Let's see what do I mean by this. The Wright brothers invented airplanes. So, you know what we are going to do now. We're going to start the sentence with airplanes. Airplanes. It's an It's an object. Yeah, I know. But is it singular or plural? Yeah, great. It's plural. So it's going to take was or were? Of course, were. So we're going to say airplanes were invented by the Wright brothers. More and more examples, dearest students. I know that you like the idea. Here, try to do this by yourself. Do it yourself. You have here such prompt. You have a picture and you have a few words to help you to start or to build up a sentence in the simple past passive voice. Can you do it? Let's try together. I'm with you, don't worry. But please write down in the comments below your answers. I'm going to be interacting with you, waiting for your answers. Okay, here we have what? Can you tell me? Yeah, great. I've just seen some of you written, or the answers are written in the comments. The criminal was caught, or the criminal was caught by the police, the criminal was caught by the man. The main target or the main issue here is to put the subject or the object, was it where, and the past participle of the verb. Another one for you because you like the idea. Yeah, here we have someone has his finger cut. Is it cut? No. He's burned his finger into a fire with matches or whatsoever like this. So can you build up a sentence using this prompt, dearest students? Yeah, great. His finger is a singular or a plural object. Great, it's a singular object. So in the passive voice, it's going to be his finger was or where? Of course was. His finger was burnt, okay? I bring for you here, check this out, dearest students, I bring for you here some conjugations of both regular verbs and irregular verbs to study them by heart, to learn the passive form with the PP, okay? So when you study these tables, you're going to be able to get any past participle of any verb and build the sentences more easily. Let's move on to the next point. As you can see on the screen, dearest students, we have here a picture of wild penguins, and the sentence in the active voice says what? Wild penguins attacked my sister. Can you change this active sentence into the passive voice? I know that you are clever and you can do it easily. Yeah, great. Yeah, my sister was attacked by wild penguins. Super, students, super. You need more? Okay, let's have more about the negative form. That's enough regarding the affirmative form. I know that you become now super excellent students in this. What about the negative form in the passive voice? You know, in the active or the normal sentence, that when we say past simple, we form the sentence or the negative sentence especially using didn't and the infinitive form of the verb. You know this. What about the passive voice? Just alter was or were with wasn't or weren't and bring the past participle of the verb. So the SVO is going to be OVS. Let's revise together. But instead of was or were plus PP, we're going to use what in the negative? Yeah, great. Wasn't and weren't plus PP. Let's see examples upon this. You have here an active sentence in the past simple form. Sally didn't drive the car yesterday. This is an active sentence, of course. It's going to be in the passive voice. The car wasn't driven, because the PP from drive is driven, by Sally yesterday. And I told you that sometimes you're asked to omit by plus the subject, okay? Let's see this. What about the question form? I know that it's easy, the negative form. The question form in the normal case of the past simple or the usual form, we start the question with did and then we put the subject and the infinitive or the base form from the verb. In the passive, you're gonna start the question with was or where and then the PP from the verb. For example, here you have, did Sally drive the car yesterday? It's going to be what in the passive form? Yeah, great. Was the car driven by Sally or no? You can omit it. Yesterday, and that's it. Don't forget to put the question mark at the end of the question. Okay? Let's move on to the next point. Why are you so sleepy? Wake up. We have more to do. Wake up, stretch your backs. Okay, dearest students, I know that you got a bit tired. You can pause the video, have a drink or a rest, and then return back to resume it. I'm going to be silent. I've just give you a sort of 2 or more exercises to be done, and you can play them whenever you want. You can do them whenever you want, because this is one great advantage for Nowschool Academy, that you are going to replay the video whenever and wherever you want. You know this. So I'm not going to discuss them with you. It's kind of exercises, and you have the model answers with them. And then after moving through these exercises, you're going to pause the video again. Can you see how kind am I? Okay, you can pause the video right now, but I'm with you right now. Then scan the QR code or go and visit the link down below the video. Play this game and be back soon, because I'm just here waiting for you. Okay, be back soon.
ولأن شرب المية بيساعد على التركيز، دوس بوز وروح اشرب مية وتعال بسرعة، ما تتأخرش.
Hello, are you there? Where are you? Why you don't know? You are just replying me. Why? I told you that I teach who? I teach superheroes. So please do this with me and be strong. Okay, let's do this. Do you agree? Okay. Let's move on to the second part of the grammar session of today, which we call the articles. This lesson is going to be about the articles. The articles in English means a, an, and the. But we have 2 kinds of articles in English. You know this? I know that you know them. The nomination or the names seem to be strange, but when we go through them, you find them so much familiar, okay? So again, articles are a, an, or the, or no article, or 0 article. We differentiate or sort them into 2 types, definite articles and indefinite articles. Let's see together or talk about the indefinite articles, which are a or an, okay? Let's start firstly talking about a. A, or what we call a, is an article, comes before a noun or an adjective. So never ever mention verbs when we are talking about articles, okay? Remember this. A is used for what? I know that you know it from KG1 or maybe KG2, okay? It's something very, very old in your memory. Let's revise it together. A is used before, yeah, great, singular countable nouns. So never say or never use the article a with plural nouns or with uncountable nouns. What's this? For example, I have a book. A book. Book is a countable noun. But we can say we have a water. We never say this. Why? Because water is an uncountable noun. So we can say we have a water. We can say I have a books, because books are plural. So we can put a before plural and an or uncountable nouns, okay? Also, we use the article a when something is not specific. For example, I saw a car in the street. Any car, one car from millions of cars. So when we talk about something not specific, not something that we know altogether, we use the article a, okay? Also, a can be a synonym for the number 1. For example, I have an orange, means I have 1 orange. This is an elephant, means this is 1 elephant, okay? You see this? Also, we use a before jobs and professions. What do? I'm a teacher. Here, I refer to 2 things, actually. Here, when I say I'm a teacher, means I'm a teacher, one of a group. A teacher from millions of teachers, not a specific one, okay? And also, I precede the profession or the job with the article a. You got it? So, these are the uses of the article a. Again, one of a group, not specific things, before singular countable nouns, when we talk about jobs and professions, when we talk about a synonym for the number one, and never ever use them with uncountable nouns and plural nouns. Let's see more examples on the screen about this. Can you see this now? We have here some examples to illustrate the meaning of each usage. Can you see it? One important thing that I didn't mention so far, that we use the article A with the nouns or the adjectives that start with consonant sounds. So don't use them with the vowel sounds. Can you tell me what are the consonant sounds and what are the vowel sounds? Quickly write down in the comments. Yeah, great, I'm going to help you. The vowel sounds are going to be A, E, I, O, and U. Don't use A with such sounds or letters, but use A with the other letters or the alphabets of English. You got it? Okay, super. Here is a deep breath, a deep smile, and let's move on to the next point. Okay, here we have what? Let's move on to an. An is something also that we call indefinite article, but it's totally different from A, and I know that you know the difference. Can you tell me the difference? I'll just wait for 2 seconds. Can you write down quickly? Or I start telling or saying this? Okay. The difference between A and an is that an comes before the vowel sounds. Where? With verbs? No. Great. With nouns and adjectives only. So when we have the word umbrella, we use an umbrella. Don't say a umbrella. When we have the word orange and orange, not a orange, ice cream and ice cream, and so on. You took this in KG1 with photos, and it was a very hard homework if you remember. Okay, so again, the similarity between A and an, that it's used for not specific things because we say it indefinite article. So indefinite means something not specific. We use them before singular countable nouns. Don't use them with plural nouns and uncountable nouns. And also it refers to the synonym of number one. I saw an elephant. An elephant means one elephant. Also before professions that starts, with the word professions, jobs that starts with one of the vowels, electrician, engineer. I'm an engineer. My brother is an electrician. So these jobs start with a vowel sound or a vowel letter. So we put an and don't use a. Also, we use them with the one of a group. I'm an engineer means one engineer of millions engineers, okay? And that's it about the indefinite article an. Let's move on to the next part. Okay, something important. So please pay attention, please notice this. Hey, wake up with me and notice this. I told you that we use the articles before nouns and adjectives. Okay, as you can see in these examples, we just concerned about the word that's going to be after the article. Just concerned about this. So we have here two different examples. For example, the word book. We know that book takes a. It's never ever takes an, okay? But what about if we use the adjective interesting with the word book? So can we say interesting book because book takes a? Of course not. We say an interesting book. Another example, the word animal. The word animal takes an. But if we have, for example, the adjective small or big animal. So we say an small animal because animal takes an? Of course not. A small animal. Just concern again, I'm repeating, with the word that comes directly after the article. Okay, you got this? Okay. Let's move on to another article, which is the. And the, of course, is used to talk about something specific, something certain, a certain thing that we know. What's this, Miss Nihal? Let's see the difference in such two sentences. I see a car in the street. Any car, as I told you. But what's the difference between this sentence and this sentence I'm just saying right now? I see the car. So when I say I see the car, it means that we are talking about a certain car, mentioning it again in our talk. You see the difference? So this is the very, very main issue regarding the article the. Also, the is so much comfortable more than a and an. Why? Because it's used with countable nouns and uncountable nouns. It's used with singular and plural nouns, okay? So it's much widespread. But one more issue here that identifies or makes them more special, that when we say or talk about something which is one of a kind, we use that. For example, the sun, the moon, the Giza pyramids in Egypt, for example, the Alps, it's a name of a mountainous area. So when there is something certain, one of its kind, we use what? We use the and never ever use a or an. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Okay, here we have what we call zero article. For example, when we are talking about languages, can you say an English is spoken in America? Of course, no. Languages take no article. And what we call this? Yeah, we call it zero article. Don't put anything, leave it blank, okay, as a blank. French is spoken by people in Paris. Don't say a French, okay? Also, most of the names of countries, towns, cities, states take no article, but except those which are plural in their meaning. For example, the United States in America, so we say the United States of America, the United Arab Emirates, the Arab Republic of Egypt, okay? Some certain countries just take the before them, okay? Also, most of the names of the streets, Ramses Street, okay? It's a name of a well-known street in Egypt. We can't say a Ramses Street. No, just say Ramses Street with zero article. Also, the next part is when we use the with the names of the mountains, we use them with specific ones. But in general, we say Mount Everest. Don't put an article before this. But for example, the Alps, the Himalaya, some certain mountainous areas take the. But in general, before the names of the mountains, we put no article, okay? Also here you have on the screen, we use the with abstract nouns. What do I mean by abstract noun? Abstract noun is a noun that expresses feelings and thoughts like darkness, love, kindness, danger. These are nouns. Take care of this. They are not adjectives. So can you say a love is a great feeling? Of course not. Love is a great feeling. So don't use any other article, whether a, an, or the, before such nouns. You got it now? Okay. So what? Of course, let's practice. Are you ready? Okay, dearest students, just pause the video, take a deep breath, enjoy the game, but please come to me very quickly and I'm waiting for you right here.
بنفكرك لو في أي جزئية مش فاهمها اكتبها عندك في النوتس عشان تسأل عنها الأستاذ في الحصة اللايف.
But now there is a quiz that you have to sum up all the information that you've learned throughout the session through it. Of course, you can take it right now or you can leave it and test your knowledge whenever you want. Remember this, one great advantage, okay? Okay, let's do what now? Let's sum up all the information that we talked about throughout the session, as I told you. So let's remember together because no more to do. We are about to finish the session, by the way. Okay, what have we learned throughout the session today? We talked about what? Can you remind me, please? Just write in the comments. I'm going to follow up with you. Yeah, great. First of all, we talked about the simple past passive voice. We differentiate or know the difference between the active voice with SVO. And then when we change the active voice into the passive voice, we put the building blocks in a different way. The SVO is going to be OVS, great, super students and hearers. And we talked about the negative form we use, wasn't or weren't plus the PP. And the question form, we start the question with was or where. And we always, all the way through, we use the past participle with was and where in the passive voice. Don't use ing. It's not a past continuous, okay? Then we transferred to another part of the grammar session. We talked about the articles and we know what's definite article, which is the, and what's indefinite articles, and we know what's zero article and what are the usages of it, as you can see in the examples right here. We mentioned what do we use with the countable nouns, what do we use with the uncountable nouns, in the singular form, the plural form, and we discuss everything in detail all together. So please, let's come to the most important part of the session that I actually like and prefer it because it's such a life application and it gives it lets us gain something which is so valuable or precious. It's the moral value or the ethical value. Of course, when I talked about the passive voice and the active voice, the articles and the definite and indefinite articles, I find it a great chance to talk about Allah. First of all, because Allah Almighty is a definite thing, and of course, subhanallah wa ta'ala, we can't say that Allah is a thing, but just a simple description for this, something definite, something special. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can be a passive doer. As I told you, the subject is the doer of the verb. So Allah is always active. Allah is always the doer. Allah is always the actor of the action. It's not be, or it can be acted upon, okay? So here we are talking about Allah, huwa Allah, okay? Huwa Allahu Razzaq. We are talking about a specific thing, a certain thing, okay? And we of course get an evidence that Allah is huwa Razzaq by a Quranic verse. We are going to recite it together, so please be ready with me. And before reciting the Quranic verse, please, dearest students, always try to link everything that you learn in any subject, not only English, with your life applications, daily life, everyday things, okay? Okay, let's recite together. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله هو الرزاق ذو القوة المتين. صدق الله العظيم. So this Quranic verse is an evidence that Allah is always the doer of every action that we have in our life. Allah is always definite, okay? Allah is always comes in the active voice sentences related to what we have learned today. Okay, time for homework, dearest students. Let's see what's going to be our homework. Of course, we're going to have homework to do, but please check the attached files to know what's your homework. Please do it, promise me to do it, and we are going to follow it in the Zoom session, inshallah. Then, for the next session, you should be prepared with some vocabulary. You may look up them in the dictionary, you may search them on the internet, but please be prepared with such words, okay? Let's remind them together, or I'm going to pronunciate them for you, and we're going to explain them in the next session. Okay, just repeat after me the pronunciation. The first one is adventure, then tribe, then poles, block, barn, traditional, caravan. That's it. Don't ask me about meanings. I'm just saying prepare them. So you look up the meanings and wait for my explanation next time. Okay, I've just enjoyed my time with you, dearest students. Hope you enjoyed this session with me. Thank you for listening. I love you all. Goodbye till we meet again. Goodbye.
نتمنى من كل قلبنا الحصة تكون عجبتك، وبنقول لك ما تنساش تحل الكويز اللي في المصادر، وكمان تقيم الحصة تحت في التعليقات. منتظرينك في اللايف في حفظ الله.